Oh, we have an author who wrote a very good SCP. The last one that we read of theirs. It's Kinch the Knife Blade. That's the author's name. And the last one we read from theirs was 2420, which was an SCP that was a dog that died in an accident, but then the dog from the heavens basically made an effect happening to the owner that they see. That each dog that they see becomes the dog that died, and it was a way for that dog to stay around for a couple more years until after like I think 10 years passed, and then that effect stopped because that would be realistically how long the dog would have lived normally. Very sad story. Very sad story, like very wholesome story. I'm gonna go AFK to do something for an hour or two. That's fine. That's no problem. Or even drawing in my case. Yeah. Awesome. If you draw and have me in the background, that's perfect. Perfect. But yeah, the 2420 was very wholesome story. Especially if you have a dog that like passed away too early. It's very lovely. So, Kinch the Knife Blade wrote this SCP called Grinds Exceeding Small. Grinds Exceeding Small. Okay. Not exceedingly small, but just exceeding small. Okay then. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. Containment is focused on seizing and destroying any knowledge of SB-2541. Yeah, my god. Any knowledge of SB-2542 and all evidence thereof. This is to be maintained through destruction of all instances of SB-2542-A, working in conjoint efforts with local police departments to seize and then destroy all -A instances currently in circulation. Foundation AI, ATLS-20, and GRGN-4 are to monitor websites dedicated to usage of illegal drugs and their related paraphernalia, and also websites in which users more likely to perform these activities congregate for mention of SB-2542-A or the description of a Dionysus 12 event. Dionysus, for anybody who doesn't know, Greek god of wine. So I wonder if that's connected to that at all. -A is to be destroyed by a contingent of D-class who have been shown to be repeat drug offenders with no history of theft. All D-class who return from a Dionysus 12 event are to be interviewed. If the D-class return is decreased, another is to be brought to fill its place. When the D-class stops undergoing Dionysus 12 events, defined as a period of 4 months without an occurrence, they will be amnesticized and released back into the general populace due to their non-violent offenses. All research studying SB-2542 and -A are to undergo mandatory weekly drug screenings. Any failure will result in Class C amnestics, a demotion, and transfer to another side. By the way, Crazy Gracie, what are you drawing? It better not be a Daisy elephant. As of 3rd, 1st 12, all experiments involving theft of -A from SB-2542 are forbidden. No. Okay, I'm just saying. Listen, I would not have been surprised if Zach Scott came up to you and was like, I'm gonna pay you big bucks. I think that's actually, it's hilarious and wholesome that he does that. He's just going to all the artists and be like, hey, I just give you a shit ton of money to draw the same art, but as an elephant Daisy. I mean, if you pay. No, I like my Daisy the way she is. I like Daisy and Rosalina are my favorite Mario girls, and I like them to be pretty much how they are. I don't mind some spicy version of their art, but in general I like the wholesomeness version. Also, I like that Daisy is more feisty as well, but Elephant Daisy, it's not for me. Not for me. Gotta be honest with you. SB-2542 is a humanoid elf indeterminate species and origin which exists in what is theorized to be a self-contained pocket dimension. Initial access to SB-2542's dimension is contingent upon knowledge of the entity, its nature, and a desire to engage in commerce with it. No procedure is necessary to enter, taking an average of 3 minutes from initial desires to disappearance. Knowledge of SB2542 is not necessary for transportation stemming from consumption of -A. I prefer wholesome myself, maybe some creepy, hence why I'm here. Okay. So, like, I only seen that, like, yesterday or 2 days ago. You know, like, Cream the Rabbit from Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, that was really, like, where she's, like, drawn super, like, cute. Like, she's like, oh, she's, like, a little bit teary-eyed. She's like, oh, fairy godmother, I have a question. So she's very adorable. And the next panel is just this, like, monstrosity. She's like, yes, my child! And you're like, what the fuck is... Something like that. -A is a plant superficially resembling cannabis. Hey. I actually don't do... I don't drink alcohol, and I don't smoke weed. I have never taken any drugs. So... it actually gets on my nerves a little bit sometimes, because, like, right now my afro is gone, but, like, usually I have an afro, right? And it gets on my nerves when, like, you can tell when, like, I get, like, profiled by people who sell drugs on the streets. That, like, they, like, ignore everybody else, but then they see me and they're just like, hey, you, do you want... And I'm like, no. No, man, I don't. I even had, like, an experience... Guys, okay, short story time. Listen to this. I once walked back home from visiting my ex. We were together at that point, of course. It was 2 in the morning. I was going home from her place, 2 in the morning. No, there was no trams left, so I just kind of walked to my place, right? And on the other side of the street, I can hear a group of people being loud. Like, there was one dude who was being extremely loud, and that dude looked at me across the street. And in Swiss German, he out loud said, I bet you that nigger has some weed. And that guy was white. Well, is white. I assume he's still alive. And then, like, his friends were like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, I heard them say, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why you say that? But he was already on his way towards me. And then he walked towards me. And then suddenly, like, started trying to be, like, more, like, behaved. He's like, excuse me, do you by any chance have a joint? And I was like, no, I don't. And he's like, oh, okay, and then walked back. And I can tell from his friend's face expressions. They're like, oh, like, we're sorry, like, But in the same time, I was over here like, why are you guys friends with him? You know what I mean? Like, if he's behaving like that, like, why are you friends with him? Yeah, at the end, I would not be friends with somebody who's openly just... he was definitely drunk, but at the same time, that doesn't excuse you, you know? But yeah, with cannabis, appearance and THC content, -A is more closely related, however, to plants of the Rafflesia genus. The primary anomalous property of -A is its apparent indestructibility. While the plant can be ground up, the particles will not be destroyed unless burned by an individual with a desire to become intoxicated. Oh, so that's why it's called grinds exceeding small. Oh, because it's like beyond. You have to grind it beyond. I get it now. After an individual has used -A for the purpose of intoxication, at any point until the THC fully leaves their bloodstream, they can be subject to a Dionysus 12 event. A Dionysus 12 event involves the subject disappearing at random and entering SB2542's pocket dimension. Individuals who undergo a Dionysus 12 event describe the time spent in SB2542's dimension as awkward and tense, mostly due to SB2542's seeming unfamiliarity with human biology. Whoa, what a strange fella. I think strange is an understatement. Yeah, but he was definitely, yeah. He was putting his friends in an uncomfortable position, and with me, I was just, at the end, I don't have the same connection to the word nigger as most, I guess, as African Americans do, because I grew up in a white family, and I never had to deal with that type of racism to begin with. So I never like had the same. I don't have the same connection, but I do get angry for all my brothers, like my black brethren, you know, because I'm like, this guy would say it to another black guy who definitely like would be more affected by that. So yeah, but at the end, I tried to stay calm and just be like, no, I don't have weed, and just walked away. When an individual has entered SCP-2542's dimension in order to obtain -A, SCP-2542 shows a strong preference to make deals that benefit the buyer in question. It is unclear if this is due to some form of good nature on the behalf of the entity, or if it is an attempt to spread -A. SCP-2542 accepts money, IOUs, and objects of sentimental value. It is worth noting that SCP-2542 makes no attempt to seek the money owed. Despite this, all individuals who undergo a Dionysus 12 event express discomfort surrounding SCP-2542. Normally, an individual will not be involved in more than 3 Dionysus 12 events, but individuals involved in more than 10 have been recorded. SCP-2542 remains amicable with all subjects unless an individual attempts to steal -A. All forms of theft are met with extreme aggression and then death. The remains of these individuals return to where they were taken from within 1 week, though some have been kept for up to 6 months. Autopsies confirm that while the bodies may appear to have undergone unusual injury, the subjects were alive for the majority of time spent in SCP-2542's dimension. Okay, interview -1A. So, log, here we go. -A was discovered due to an uncharacteristic and unprecedented increase of illegal cannabis sale in Cleveland, Ohio, which was connected to a series of brutal murders following what was called impossible disappearances. When the cannabis was all found to be both indestructible under normal circumstances and more closely related to Cavlasia than any other plant, the Foundation inserted itself into all attempts to apprehend those responsible. Daniel Sheridan, POY-1, was quickly found to be the source of this upswing in cannabis sales. Due to this prior work as a clerk at a local bookstore, oh, it's already in my set. The methods by which he was able to produce and/or procure -A were deemed to be anomalous, resulting in Foundation agents taking charge of all interviews. Herein is the first interview where the nature of SCP-2542 was established. Are you comfortable? Do you need something to drink? I like my lawyer, is what I like. I didn't do any of that killing. That was him. We're a little beyond that right now, Mr. Sheridan. I'd like you to tell me wait. I'd like to tell me who this him was. Taint. Like some weird elf devil name. Tain apostrophe T. Wait, T-I-Y-N apostrophe T. God. Fuck. I sound crazy. You're not going to believe me, are you? I can't help you unless you tell me the truth, no matter how it sounds. How did you meet it? I didn't summon him or anything. I didn't sell my soul. I don't know. I really wanted to get high. Real bad. And I don't know. I kept wishing. I think he heard me. This is the second SCP that we got to read in the... Is it? Hold on guys. Now, hold on a minute. I'm pretty sure this is the second SCP in the 2500s. Yes, it is. That has to do with somebody who was baked out of their minds, or wanted to be baked out of their minds, wishing for something, and it then happened. The first one was that we got to read in 2500 was 2512, which was the guy who was like, I just want tacos, man, and then like a literal like earth spirit was like, oh, let me just create an entire field of like food so you can make as many tacos as you want. And now this guy's like, I just really want to get high, bro. And then some fucking spirit was like, oh, really? That bad? Okay, gotcha. And Taint is the source of this marijuana you've been selling? I don't know if he grows it or anything, or how he grows it. He doesn't live, well, here. I don't know, he doesn't live where we do. Please explain, Mr. Sheridan. When you think of him, when you want him really bad, when you're dancing and you just, I don't know, close your... This guy doesn't know a lot, does he? I don't know, close your eyes, and you're there. It's wet, smells terrible, it's dark, but I can see just enough. Things are glowing, but you can't tell where they are. it's hot. You know those ugly fucking smell flowers, the Pokemon one and the one that looks like a dick? They were everywhere. It was, rot. That's where he lives. You think I'm crazy? I just want tacos. Oh no, I would have done the same thing. yeah, it was so funny because he tried to summon Mother Nature, like the spirit of Mother Nature. So it's like, I'm thankful to you. I'm thankful to everything you've been doing. I'm trying to help you out. But he summoned some random spirit, and the spirit was like, I'm not Mother Nature, but I'm still here if you want to talk. And the guy was like, oh, you know, I'm kind of hungry. And then she's like, oh, what for? And he's like, you know, I can kind of go for the tacos. So that spirit just changed a giant field in the desert, in the Arizona desert, to grow fruits, meats, and and vegetables. Anything you need for tacos. I've heard stranger. Continue. He lives in like a hut. It's filled with bugs. It's noisy. And it gets hotter the more you come in. But it's opulent, man. He's got like beetles fighting each other in the cages right next to fucking like entire barrels of weed. It was all good stuff. All purple. Smelled like heaven. And I wanted to sit right next up to it because everything else smelled so bad. The bugs were everywhere, man. Can you describe him to me? I'm gonna give him more of like a big. He was always tall. Yeah, with ears. Sometimes sharp. All weird elf shit, but sometimes he didn't have any. There's these weird holes. Lizard shit. Bat shit. Rat shit, dirty old twat. 69 assholes tied in knots. Way, lizard shit, fuck. Sometimes he had a nectar too. He was always something gross, something that didn't make sense. Like I saw a few hard asses in real life and tried to do it himself. Can you give me an example? A gum with a vagina in it. I see. Go on. Sometimes I wonder if the interviewer in the SCP Foundation will have to really hold back the laugh. Like after they hear something like that, they're just like, I see. Go on. Laughing in real life, I wouldn't leave the desert. Yeah, understandable, but at the end, the Foundation would find you and be like, get out. They would erase your memories and be like, you'd be never here. But yeah, no. Fair enough, right? Dream place. No, he just looked like something weird trying to be human. It was so fucking hard and human in there. But he had the best weed, and I realized that, well, he didn't know what shit was worth. I remember the first time I got like 10 ounces for 50 bucks. It was crazy. It was a fucking garbage bag. And he didn't bat an eye. Which would have been understandable since I think a bug was crawling on it or something. But I figured all I had to do was hang out with this magic weed guy. I like your funny words, magic weed guy. I like your funny words, magic man, and I keep buying weed from him. I always had weird, obnoxious drug dealers, but this guy was worth it. I mean, he did a lot of weird things. He did weird stuff. Like, sometimes it'd be hard to look at him without getting a headache, but the stuff I got from him was better than anything I'd ever had. And he was, nice to me, you know. He didn't care about my problems. Always from me without shit. Since he was some weird elf demon thing, I figured he'd like some sentimental items, you know. I figured they love magic. I don't know if he was just doing it to be nice, or if he was. But he would always take like this crappy plastic rosary my grandma gave me when I was 10, give me, I don't know, fucking 60 ounces, like some fucking god king amount. Did he ever refuse I bought her? I offered him my old PlayStation 2 memory card. He said he hated video games. He still gave me a few ounces as an apology. Like I said, it was really weird, but I think he was ultimately a good guy. Did you say he was behind these murders? I told my friend about him, my friend Johnny. I needed someone to hold onto this weed. I needed someone to help me deal. I told him how to meet Taint, and he did. He's a great partner. Knew him since grade school, you know? We always got greedy. Always mouthy. Couldn't hold a secret either. Stupid idea. Why would Taint harm your friend? Johnny been stealing from him for a while. Told some friends like him about the magic elf we got weed from. They all been stealing from him for a week before Taint found out. In Interviewers have guts to not laugh. I know, honestly, if I heard this story, I'd be like, what? Like, if I heard somebody be like, oh yeah, I tried to give him my PlayStation 2 card, but he said I hate video games, but he still gave me weed for an apology. I'd be like, wow. Yeah, I can see how you made a deal with him, how you just earned money through him. What made you believe Taint is behind these disappearances? The last time he called me, his place was harder than hell. I was more nervous than I ever been. It was all teeth and darkness, and the smell was horrible. It was a plant, but it looked more like a sharp, like a rock. Wait, he looked more sharp, like a rock. I pissed myself. See, I pissed myself. I would be like, okay. I remember he told me I was a bad friend for inviting thieves into his home. I don't remember much. I don't think he spoke English so much as screamed, and I never found him again. A week later, Johnny's body turned up all fucked up. People thought it was me, or a rival drug dealer, and the others happened. Do you believe Tane to be behind the disappearance and reappearance of people who took the marijuana we received from him? I mean, it makes sense. He always seemed like he wanted a friend. No one gives that much unless they need something in return. Like having me visit. Maybe he'll find another bud. Hope no one else takes shit from him, though. Never thought he'd get so mad. I never got caught, I guess. Thank you, Mr. Sheridan. I'll leave you here and we'll get you as much help as we can. And now, Taint has heard you say, I'm just lucky I never got caught, and Taint's like, never got caught, you say? I heard you. I heard this interview. You're mine. Exploration log 3C, show block. But this is a long one, eh? And like I said, we have 20,000 words to read today, so it's gonna take a while. After 10 successful Dionysus 12 events, D34 was prepped with an audio-visual recording device. D34 was ordered to steal a sample of Dash A in order to judge if closeness would change SCP-2542's usual reaction to theft. Also, if they're like, hey, we're buds now, we're best of friends, and now let me just yoink. D34 was ordered to summon SCP-2542 and gain entrance. Upon D34's entrance into SCP-2542's dimension, cameras malfunctions momentarily. Sensors indicate that the temperature is at 39 degrees Celsius. That is pretty hot. While visibility is low, various Rafflesia and Titan Arum are observed growing uncharacteristically in the muck. Never gets less gross. D34, could you examine the ground? D34 refuses for several minutes, but is cajoled to stick his hand in the muck. It's shown to be a black clay mixed with a brackish water. There are no signs of life in the water. That's enough. Make your way to SCP-2542. As D34 walks further into darkness, the temperature rises to 41 degrees Celsius. Eventually, D34 comes to what is identified as SCP-2542's home. It's a cabin made from rotting wood, where its dimension shift is irregularly, and as D34 walks closer to the door, the sound of insect cries, most currently unidentifiable, become louder. SCP-2542 comes to the door and welcomes D34 inside. Sensors indicate the temperature inside is over 45 degrees Celsius. Ooh, God damn. Inside, as described, are a number of containers filled with Dash A, but also cages containing unidentifiable species of beetle. SCP-2542 appears naked in a roughly... Yo, Taint, what are you doing? Why are you naked? Henry, you have anything to say to that? Yeah, no, I agree. It's a little bit weird. Okay, in a roughly humanoid form, lacking nipples and having what looks like to be a series of roots instead of a genitalia. Its ears are long and pointed, pierced at the lobes with an unidentified bone in each. Its body is in a constant motion and undulating. It's like... sorry for the nudity, my man. I was just in the middle of my bug time. You know all about my bug time, right, guy? D34 nods and tries to avert his eyes from the nudity. SCP-2542 bends over and wraps itself in a sudden robe. This is called by age and covered in various forms of fungus. Why do you keep it so hot in here anyway, Taint? His mouth widens what is most like an approximation of a smile. I like to turn up the heat. Wait, I like to turn the heat up to get myself a little nervous. I think better when I'm nervous. Don't you? D34 coughs and looks at the ground. The insects that cover the floor are unidentifiable, and they are frog-like creatures with a kind of carapace. Footage is brought back to the SCP-2542 as it begins to speak again. So what did you need, my big man? I got a shit for your signs. Want a bite of this shit? It's a fantastic stuff. I love it. SCP-2542 reaches down to the floor and picks up a creature resembling a frog, biting the head and 2 front legs. It offers the rest of D34, who declines. Hey, is it cool if we put this down as an IOU type thing? Well, you know, they don't give me money. SCP-2542 makes a screeching noise that has been identified as laughter. We are trapezoidal, oh my fine feathered friend. You got the bug time. You got the bug rhyme. You understand? We all good. We all so good. I got just the time for you. All stuffed. SCP-2542's body begins to undulate and stretch, which has been shown to be an attempt to put the other party at ease. As SCP-2542 turns around to look deeper into its cabin, D34 attempts to grab a handful of -A from a nearby truncheon. As D35 begins to stow away -A, SCP-2542's arm slides out from the darkness and takes his hand. At the moment, sensors indicate the temperature to be 50 degrees Celsius. SCP-2542 produces a long, sustained croaking noise. D34 begins to scream as the skin of his arm sloughs off with a pull from SCP-2542. I would have given you so much more. Here, SCP-2542's voice is just... Oh, wait. So much. SCP-2542's voice is distorted as though coming through water. So much for me to give. They made me. And the footage cuts out. D34 body appeared a month later at his barracks. His body was covered in bites from unidentified insects. The bites were at various stages of healing, indicating he received them while still alive. The stomach and lungs were shown to be filled with finely ground -A, believed to be the cause of death. Man, this went from like hilarious to actually kind of creepy, and that's what the SCP can do great. I mean, SCP is great in everything, right? You can have really good, cool sci-fi. You can have really jaw-dropping fantasy. You can have cute moments, wholesome moments, and sometimes you can be funny, and sometimes you can be really creepy. But the fact that, like, I do think it's like hilarious how like it's like, oh, this weird creature just wants a friend, and then it's trying to act all tough. That was a deadly death. Yeah, absolutely. Try to act all tough, right? It's trying to like emulate what its thing is like cool, and next thing you know, you take a little bit of the weed, and next thing you know, you're just going like, it's like, and you're like, whoa, hey. Yeah. Don't betray your dealer, I guess. I guess that's the lesson here. Make sure you make sure you're on the good side. Make sure you're on the good side. All right, let's go to the next one.